Hey everybody, this is Dan from Mechanical Malarkey. Today I'm going to show you some literal garbage. Most mechanics have a bit of a tendency to be a hoarder. If we have extra parts or even some used parts that are still in good shape, we like to keep them around in case we need them later. And I've definitely done that. I have a bunch of new parts sitting around. The problem is I also have a bunch of old parts that are actually broken. The only reason I have them is because I found them interesting or they're something I've never seen before, but I have a whole bin full of them and I don't need them. Today I'm going to pull that bin out and show you everything in it and get rid of anything that I actually don't need. This way they'll all be documented and I won't have to keep them around anymore. So let's get to it. Alright, let's start going through this box. First thing, I notice all these. These are all brand new rear view mirrors from times that I've installed auto dimming mirrors. Because they're brand new, I don't really want to get rid of them. I think I will keep these around a little while longer still. Probably wondering why I would have a bunch of old wiper blades. The reason is that these are actually Honda wiper blades where you can just replace the rubber insert. So these are actually worth a decent amount. So I'm saving them just in case I need to replace one of them on one of my cars. These ones, however, say Toyota. I'm probably not going to ever need these. So I'm going to get rid of these ones. This is the first timing belt I ever changed. I labeled it when it was January 26, 2019, and a 2006 Pilot. I'm not getting rid of this one. These are old belts from a 2001 CRV that no longer exists. Tossing them. Got a belt here that's pretty melted. Not sure, this might have come off my truck, I don't know, but I don't know why I still have it, especially when it's melted and crinkly like this. This looks like it's the old positive cable from my truck. I think it got pretty hot over here when I was starting it for a while once. Otherwise it looks not bad, so I think that's actually worth keeping because these big cables can be a little expensive. This was on my truck holding the front plate. I don't need that. I'm not sure why I have an old rusted horn. That's going in scrap metal. Now this looks like a box of random stuff from Toyota. Some wheel locks. I definitely don't need wheel locks. Scrap those. This might be the holder for my car fire extinguisher. I don't know why I have 5 Toyota tire pressure sensors, but yeah, there's definitely no need for these. Even if I put them in the car, they might be dead by now. It's a switch for something. I have no idea what. I don't know why I have this. I guess it's like for fishing wires through something. Some screw head bolts and washers. Keep those for hardware. And this is a Toyota remote start harness, which I don't really have a use for, but I mean, it's got some fuse holders and stuff, so I'd keep that. And this is an extremely metal on metal brake pad. Tell it gets gotten really hot because a lot of blue color to it. It's probably one of the first ones I ever got. And digging farther into here, well, this looks like cruise controls from the steering wheel on a Hyundai that absolutely no reason to keep. Recycle this. This is a seatbelt retractor that I believe I still have because I wanted to try out making the pretensioner fire on it. So I still want to try to do that someday. This looks like a fan motor. I have no idea if it works or not anymore. Still turns, but pretty much scrap metal at this point. Here's another Hyundai part. Pretty sure I replaced this at Toyota, which has been years ago. Oh yeah, this is a cable reel. This is how you have buttons and stuff on your steering wheel. Because this is wrapped up inside here and can turn when you turn the wheel. And this one exploded. So yeah, that's what the inside looks like. Garbage. This is a mirror holder that lost the actual mirror glass. Still has the object and mirror are closer than they appear thing on it though. Just thought it was interesting, so I kept it, but now I'm getting rid of it. That's the point of this video. This is a door switch. Lets the car know whether it's open or closed. It's probably bad and that's why I have it, so I don't need it anymore. Miss the garbage. This is a receiver dryer from some non-Toyota. I remember I replaced this when I worked at Toyota. So that's garbage obviously. Aluminum, so that's worth something. I have a terrain select knob from some kind of SUV. I'm sure the reason I have it is because it's bad. So, as interesting as it may be, I'm going to toss it. Oh, it's from a Ford. Interesting. Push button from a Honda. I have a collection growing of these. I don't really need more, but since I have a collection. Cap and rotor from my brother's 2001 CR-V. I definitely don't need these anymore. This is a damaged set of controls from an Odyssey. They still work. As far as I know, it's just that there's scratched off stuff here. This could be useful for testing purposes later. That's why I kept it. Oxygen sensor. Obviously it's failed and that's why I have it, so it's garbage. Someone's dog chewed through their seatbelt, so I kept part of it. That's what a dog can do to a seatbelt. Not sure if this is one of the fog lights I had installed on my first Civic. Probably still works though, so I'm going to keep that. It's an extra aftermarket radio holder. I'm not sure why I have that. Here are two mirror glasses. One of them is heated. Actually, they're both heated. These I'm definitely keeping because I recently broke the one I had at work. Sometimes it's useful to have a bigger mirror while you're working on things. This is a brake shoe that the lining broke off on. So that's garbage. And a couple shoes where the lining just came right off. Complete adhesive failure. And this one was stuck metal on metal, ground off the middle portion here. And that's a brake spring. Guess what? More metal on metal brake pads. That's impressive. I'm guessing this is from a Tacoma and this is from a Tundra, based on this being bigger. These are 4 piston calipers that were always seizing up on us. This one's just mostly worn out. This one is very metal on metal and very uneven. These covered the ends of CRV fuel lines for a recall when they arrive at the shop. And I'm going to take some of these into work because I don't have any there. This is a mirror that was on the visor on my truck. There's a broken window switch. Why do I keep these things? It's a bracket for something. I don't know what. This is a box of Toyota wiring connectors. I don't know what happened to this one. But yeah, I don't need any of these. Alright, getting into a lot of smaller items now. I have a gas cap. I don't know where it came from. Broken piece of a coil spring. Another gas cap. Told you I had a lot of junk. This is a blown 50 amp fuse. Old MAF sensor. Tail light wiring from something. Headlight seals. Halogen bulb from something. Or HID, something. This was a battery terminal on my truck that actually cracked in half. Passenger airbag cutoff switch and hazard light switch. Obviously went bad. Ignition control module from my brother's CRV. That's might still be good, but don't have the car now. Another brake pad. Wow, these are sticky switches. Probably why they got replaced. Someone's definitely spilled something in here. These LED bulbs do not last long. If you ever wondered what's underneath those shark fin antennas on the backs of cars, this one got broken off in a car wash. This would be a side mirror blinker from a Toyota. Feels good to actually be getting rid of this stuff. Another tire pressure sensor. This is what's inside a tire pressure sensor, the non-replaceable battery. There's not much to it. Some kind of probably crank gear. Not sure how it got broken. And it's camshaft gear or something, and for variable valve timing. One of the melted starter solenoids from my truck. It's probably got a good bit of metal in it. Scrap it. Another O2 sensor. This probably pulled it out of a tire. That's why it was bent. This is a bulb that actually blew out a bit of it. I thought that was pretty interesting, so I saved it, but now I'm getting rid of it. This would probably be a brake or a clutch pedal switch. I don't need that. One of the old door lock cylinders from my truck that is already destroyed. Another worn out brake pad. This would be probably from an Odyssey turn signal switch that I replaced when installing accessory fog lights. So this could be used for testing. This would be the old high beam switch from my truck that I replaced because it might have been causing a draw. I don't think it was, but. And another turn signal switch. Doesn't look like a Toyota or a Honda to me. This is the old headlight switch from my truck. It failed, but it didn't actually melt like a lot do. Interesting thing here. So pulling the shaft in and out is how you turn on the lights, but if you turned it, that was the dimmer for the gauges. And that's how it works. This contacts that. Change how much it's contacting, changes the brightness. This is probably the ignition coil from my brother's CRV as well. That's a good bit of metal. speaker from an aftermarket alarm system I took out of a car. This is the idler pulley from my truck that the bearing seized and the belt wore it down like that till the belt finally came off. I'm keeping that though. It's just a burned out bulb. Another mass airflow sensor. Oh, this might actually be a fuel injector. Not sure where it's from. Spout from my oil can. Piece of brake pan material came off. Dummy connector, LED bulb. Oh, this burned out bulb actually has plastic because it heated the housing so much and melted. I don't know why I kept bad bulbs. Now these nuts are irregular hexagons. They're from older Honda driver's airbag inflators. You would think you need a special tool, but you can just jam a 3/8 socket on them and it comes right off. This is a bolt with a story behind it I might tell several years from now. Let's see, what's in this? This looks like a timing chain tensioner. Not sure what this is exactly. Might be a amplifier unit. And the old cords from my power strip and fan that I replaced with longer cords. That's all for the big bin. Now this little box and we'll be all done. If you've never seen a blower motor in a car, this is what it looks like. Air gets pulled in and then pushed out to the sides. This probably has a bad bearing, so that's why I have it. And, well, it's got a motor, so that'd be a little bit of metal. Actually see how they balance it right here. This fog light was definitely on my car. And this one. This is an SRS control unit. I have it because I want to take it apart and see what's inside. I actually have another at work too. I need to get a 5-point security Torx bit. Not sure why I have a Honda crank pulley. You can see the gigantic hex you can use to hold it still. I don't know, I could probably like build something on this if I weld it or something. This is a throttle body. Old cable operated with a position sensor. Idle air control valve maybe? I'm not sure. I mean, it's cool to look at, but I don't need this. And you can tell why I have this. It's supposed to be straight. Sway bar link. And mementos of my Civic. This is a visor holder clip. It's broken when I got it. Eventually replaced it. And this is off of the front fender I replaced. A tire inflator that got out of the garbage somewhere. Plug was broken on it. Not really worth keeping. Take out the metal, throw away the rest. Oh yeah, this is the expansion valve, I believe, from my old Civic. This was running next to the evaporator. Scrap it. Probably copper. This is an ignition coil. Not sure why I have it. Just to have, I guess. Why do I save O2 sensors? Like a third brake light that doesn't work anymore. So there's no reason for this. Oh yeah, this was the tensioner idler pulley on my Civic. Probably for AC. I don't really like getting rid of things connected to my first car, but I should get rid of it. Keeping the car though. This looks like a very tiny motor for something. And this is a stud that I broke at some point. I'm not sure if it was when I was testing whether you could break a stud using a torque stick or not. Might be. And broken off tire pressure sensor. There's the rest of it. Now this, I'm not getting rid of. This is out of an old Toyota gauge cluster. You can actually see how the whole mechanism works on an analog odometer. See it turning the trip meter there, and then this finally turns up here when this gets in the cog, and then a reset button. Yeah, I'm saving this thing for sure. It's also the speedometer right here. So there you go, that's a whole load of junk. Yes, there's a lot of stuff I'm still keeping, but there's a lot of stuff I'm finally getting rid of that was complete garbage. So I hope you liked the video. I'm not sure how many people actually would watch this whole video, but thanks for watching. If you liked it, please like, comment, subscribe to the channel. Follow me on social media on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. And read the blog at mechanicalmonarchy.com. Thanks for watching. Garbage!